Hello guys, how are you guys doing? We're back and today I'm feeling a little festive. So today we're doing probably one of my personal favorite Christmas movies that I watch almost every year, The Christmas Project. And I know what you're saying, what the hell is The Christmas Project? Well, it's a good hidden gem movie. Well, before I start ranting about this movie, let's play that intro. Okay, hello. You might be new here, you might not be. That's totally fine. But this is my movie review. And I'm really excited for this one today. Because like I said, I watch this movie basically every year. I basically watch it every Christmas time of the year. I don't know why I'm so captivated on this movie, but it's such a good one. And it's going to be a little different this time. Because this movie has two. So the first movie and then the sequel. And I've never done a movie review that has more than one movie. But it was going to eventually happen. So I'm just going to separate this. Not two different videos, but two different side of this video, so it might be a bit longer than the rest, but that's fine because there's some series out there like High School Musical that have like 3, so bear with me. But with that, let's start this movie.
I remember the winter of '86. The snow came early, and it was time to get our sleds ready for fun.
So in the beginning of this movie, these two brothers are painting their sleds, and the other two brothers are in the house. So the two outside, the main character is Matthew. The other brother next to Matthew is Peter. The one inside that's Ginger is Simon, and the one next to him is John. Okay, so basically the beginning act is the main character and his brother, and the reason they're outside is because they got first dibs on picking which color they want to paint their sled. The mother soon heads out and warns Matthew not to stay in his new pants. And before she heads out, she tells the boys that there is pizza inside. Rushing for some pizza, they both drop their paintbrushes into the bucket, staining Matthew's new pants. Wanting to fix it quickly, he goes to the door, and the other two brothers have locked it. Now, I'm not here to give you every little detail of this movie, but I'm assuming from now you can tell this movie isn't a movie with a very high budget, and is maybe even generic at some times, but I really like this movie because of how, you just sit down, watch this Christmas movie, nothing too serious. Okay, so another major part of this movie is the Christmas catalog, which basically it's a thing the boys have to find first, and they get first dibs on Christmas gifts. And Matthew has been trying to find it for as long as he can remember when they first started that tradition, but Simon has been the one that's always been winning and getting the catalog first. So this year Matthew vows that he will beat Simon at getting the catalog first. Oh, Jesus Christ, Matthew, this is not what I meant. Okay, but no, Matthew did not beat up his own brother. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so right here is Finn. He's the bully, the antagonist of this story. He would torment our main characters, the Buckley brothers. And on this specific day, Finn would bully John, I believe their youngest brother. So as the oldest, Simon sticks up for John, which later ensues a fight after school. Okay, here's the side plot of the movie. Her. I know what you're saying. Well, what are you talking about? Well, these new neighbors come to their neighborhood, and it's about that time where they start looking at girls differently. Their words, not mine, okay? And so now Simon and Matthew have a crush on this new neighbor girl. This and that happen, and she starts talking to the Buckley brothers, but more on her later. Okay, so back to the main plot. So what the Buckley family does is a thing called elfing, and the process is just basically they randomly choose someone in the neighborhood or around town, and they give them presents for 12 days straight. And unfortunately for the brothers, this year it's a little different.
We think you know them, the Hagbarts?
And this year they're elfing their bully, aka Finn's family. It's gonna be one big disaster. Okay, and another character we meet is actually probably my favorite character. He's literally the GOAT, the bus driver. When Matthew has a problem, he asks the bus driver for some advice, and he gives it. He's a wise man. Okay, so this and that happened, and
The baby's coming. Your mom's in the hospital. She wants me to babysit.
yep, that's right, the baby's gonna come. That's why she was wearing pink for most of the time, because she wants a girl this time. I might have missed telling you that the mom was pregnant, but I haven't told you a lot about this movie because I really want you to watch it. It's really underrated. I've been skipping through it, just getting the important parts. But anyways, and that was a false alarm, and the baby wasn't actually ready. But the next time they go elfing, the mom has another sign that the baby might be delivered. So the family that they've gotten close to, the one that was across the street, the girl decided to drive them to go elfing. And I tell you this because of this scene that I find pretty silly. After this chase, Matthew gets a letter from Juniper, and he's led to this pirate ship that they own, and right there she confesses her love. They're basically dating, and he can finally put down that he won against Simon for the first time ever. He's finally won one thing, but there's still another problem: the Christmas catalog. Matthew has no idea where it's at. Skipping forward a little bit, the next night they go elfing again, and this time he goes with his mother, who's crying. And as he thinks, he realizes that maybe elfing isn't so bad, especially people you know. He's finally realized that maybe there's something going on in someone's life that makes them act that way, that not everyone is so bad.
As I watched my mom cry, I realized that each time we elved the Hagbarts, I'd never seen their mother. Every night they were home alone.
Slowly, Matthew started thinking about what's been happening at their home each time they elf him, and he's realized that maybe their home life isn't so great. Feeling proud and finally understanding why his parents elf people, he has a grin on his face. He goes back to the bus driver and talks. The bus driver soon gives him his wisdom and sends him on his way to school. As Matthew walked throughout the halls, he thought about the wisdom the bus driver told him. Could it be true?
Their weapons on Christmas Eve. They emerged from their trenches and shook hands. They exchanged their rations as presents. They even sang Christmas carols together.
Good morning.
But a truce between the Hagbarts and the Buckleys? Was that even possible?
Matthew pondered this question, but the next night of elfing came. But this time he felt different. He felt proud. His head had doubt, but his heart was filled. He felt proud of himself. Matthew would go home and make a note. The next elfing night, he would drop it off, giving it to Finn. He would stick up for Finn in school. Sooner than later, Finn came over to say thank you to Matthew in his own way. The bus driver talks to Matthew. Matthew gives back his lucky pen, and that's how you know the story's wrapping up. But oh no, there's one more problem. The Christmas catalog. It's still been missing. Simon doesn't know where it's at, and Simon believes Matthew has it, but Matthew really doesn't know who has it until he's hanging out with his friend, Juniper's little brother, and there it is. The Christmas catalog. He had it the whole time. Why, you may ask? No one asked that, but Matthew asked, and he answered. That menace.
Because I've never really had a real friend before. So when he started liking Juniper more than me, I got jealous, so I wanted to hurt you back.
I mean, valid enough, I guess. Sure, yeah, let's just go with that, yep. But anyways, Matthew gets the catalog, and he gets his Christmas gift first. Sitting outside on Christmas Eve, Juniper comes over and asks him to come. Just like a real brother, he says,
I'm opening my stocking with Simon.
Okay.
Now I know it looks like I just blew her off, but I promise I made it up to her 15 years later when I asked her to marry me.
Wait a minute, did we just get an unnecessary lore drop right now? I know what you're saying. You probably didn't say anything. But he's talking about this story in the future. But like, this was never even brought up in the sequel, if I remember correctly. Now, I know it's part of the story, but like, I feel like this was kind of unnecessary, but you know, who knows? I don't think it's completely stated, but they're like in middle school. I'm surprised they even got married. Most relationships usually fail by then, but I guess it's whatever. I wish I was like Matthew. He's got that luck. And soon, Finn comes up, and because there's no bad blood between them anymore, he gives him the sled back. He says goodbye, and they're moving to their grandma's house. Looks like the story's wrapping up, but just then, another family comes up.
What are you looking at? Scram.
And yes, another bully comes up to the street. Now, I don't really know why they did this, because they're not even in the sequel, but maybe it was just for this line.
You'll never guess who Mom decided to elve next Christmas.
And this line only, but I guess I won't really know. And if you're looking at the time of this YouTube video and you're like, that's not enough time for a sequel, well, unfortunately, I got some bad news. Now, I know I told you I was gonna do the sequel, but it's taken me a very long time to do just the first one. Like, I'm way off course. I started this video in December, editing it, but I had some stuff to do over the break, and I didn't have time for this. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do the sequel. I can do it next time though. Just like how I didn't know there was a sequel for 2 years, you won't know the sequel unless you watch it. But unfortunately for me, when I do series, I usually mix them up together, so it makes up the whole rating of the series. But because I'm doing this in 2 videos, one now and then maybe one in the future, I'm gonna split the ratings up so you don't know what the total is until I tell you. So for the rating for The Christmas Project is a 5.3 out of 10. Now, unfortunately, I hate to rate it like this. I have to think more like a critic than anything else, but as a viewer, I really enjoyed this movie. You have to watch it. It's really a hidden gem. But that'll be it for now. I'll do the sequel another day. I hope you guys had had a good Christmas, a good New Year's, and stay tuned for my next movie review. And sorry if this one fell a bit rushed, but thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Comment down below your movies so I can watch and review, but I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!